YouTube. Palantir stock. What to expect for next week. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Life Changing Finances YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. So Palantir is on deck. All right. And they're going to be having earnings coming out Monday, May 8th. Okay. And there's a lot of hype surrounding this stock, and I think what's most important, as we've seen, is going to be forward guidance. All right, so even if earnings per share come in good, even if the revenue is good, even if profit margins are good, if the forward guidance does not meet expectations, it's not going to be good for the stock. But I'm hoping that they've learned from the previous earnings, and they've had a chance to really get things together. Now we know that Palantir's exception date was, I think, in the fourth quarter of 2020, and this is still a fairly new inception stock, right? So it's only been out for about, well, publicly for about 4 years, so still new. Now, when we look at profit margins, right? We want to see this number eventually come up. It doesn't have to be right now, but I think 9.43%, we can do better on that. Now, over time, we know the market cap is going to rise, and what we expect out of the company is going to be better over time. The PE ratio currently, I'm not really too concerned with that right now, because we have a lot of other things that we need to work on, right? So now here's what we're expecting for next week. All right. Number one, I'm expecting a good forward guidance. That's what I'm expecting. All right. Now, next, we're looking at an estimate on earnings per share to be 8 cents. Okay. So even if we don't reach those expectations of 8 cents and we come in on the lower part of the estimate at 7 cents, we still will be good as long as that forward guidance is good. All right. Now let's come down to what we're expecting as far as revenue. We're expecting to bring in $613 million. I'm sorry, $625 million on average, 613 at the low. As long as we're somewhere around what's expected for both, we'll be fine. In addition to a good forward guidance, all right. So we don't have to be exact; it can be slightly below, but as long as that forward guidance is good, maybe talk about where they expect margins to go going forward, and speak about AI and how they have more plans on really implementing that with the software. Then we'll be good to go. Okay. So from that perspective, we're looking pretty good. Now, on average, the analysts have a price target of $20.54. So let's say that the forward guidance is not going to be good. I'm expecting to look around this area here if we were to go to the downside. Okay. Thus, if we go to the upside, I'm looking at maybe about 26 to $27 per share to start things off. And if the overall market starts to move, in addition to this, we can go up to maybe $28 per share. Okay. So the price is going to depict a lot on what's going to be going on with economic data and what the overall markets do as well, unfortunately. Okay. Now, some key things I like to look at may not mean anything to you, but I like to look at, what some of these major players have to say about upgrades and downgrades. So, Bank of America has had this as a buy since it looks like March of 2024. Haven't really had many upgrades or downgrades since March. It looks like, as of March, it looks like Wedbush has this as an outperform. Let's see, Citigroup has this as a sell to neutral, and these are all old. These are when the prices, I think, were a little bit higher. So I'm not really too concerned with that, but I want to look at how the whales are front running this thing. And when we look at what the whales are doing over the last one day, we can see that someone has a put all the way in the morning in the money at $14. So that way, if this thing does not do what they expect, they won't lose as much money. All right. So they have a premium of $9,000 basically. Okay. Now let's look on the call side. So when we look on the call side, we can see that there isn't any front running really. You can see there are people or will selling calls, meaning that they don't particularly see Palantir going past a certain price, but and if it does, then they will sell if it were to happen by expiration date. So you can see a lot of these whales have this going out to August. Some of them have them going out to look like today. So these a lot of these investors have made money on the premium of these recent calls. All right. Now, as far as what I'm looking at, I think that Palantir is going to do well. I think the numbers are going to come in well, and I just don't know about the forward guidance. That's the only thing that worries me. If we can come in with a great forward guidance, I think we'll be off to the moon. Even if the markets overall aren't going to be in good shape on Monday. There's talks about the market selling off on Monday because we've been a little too hot over the last couple of days. So a lot of analysts are expecting a pullback on Monday. But we know in a lot of cases when they start talking like that, it probably means the market's going to continue to go up as long as no bad news comes out. Okay. So this is what I have for you guys. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting good numbers. I'm expecting good forward guidance because I think that they probably would have learned from the previous earnings. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, guys, and we're out. Peace.